Welcome back. A report from nonprofit Safeguard Defenders revealing that there are 6 more Chinese police stations across America. This after the Justice Department arrested 2 Chinese Americans for setting up and operating a secret Chinese police station here in New York City, something I've been reporting on for months now. Joining me right now is Tennessee Senator Marsha Blackburn. She's a member of the Judiciary, Finance, Commerce, and Veterans Affairs Committees, and she has been showing serious leadership on pushing back against Communist China. Senator, your thoughts on this police station, and now we're learning that there are more than we knew.
And Maria, we have felt if there was one, there had to be at least 10, probably 20, and we're going to find out more of this. But Maria, if the FBI is monitoring these, if they know they are here, it is up to them to take them down, to shut them down, and to end this. The Chinese Communist Party and Xi Jinping would no more allow a U.S. police station in the middle of Shanghai or Beijing. And why are we allowing this to continue? If you know they are there, if you know they have their spies and their operatives monitoring Chinese American citizens, bring a halt to this. Shut it down. There are people that should probably be arrested. There are operatives that should be shut down. And many of us have had social media attacks against us. We have had things written against us by people that are part of these Chinese surveillance rings. This needs to stop.
Well, what are they trying to do? I mean, we've got now this new bombshell Senate report revealing that the pandemic likely began with 2 separate lab leaks, 2 leaks now, dating back to the fall of 2019, of course, in Wuhan. I spoke with Kansas Senator Roger Marshall yesterday. He talked to me about the report. Here's what he said. Watch.
The CCP has had their chance to tell us, to show us. They still won't show us the DNA lab bank. They continue to be complicit in this. And then we need to look at ourselves as well and think about all the mistakes that we've made. Why do the NIH continue to hide information from us, as well as the other government agencies? We certainly think the evidence points towards a lab leak, an unintentional lab leak, and the evidence points that they made that virus right there in Wuhan.
So, Senator, I mean, we see now finally the FBI doing something about the police station in New York City, but you've got the COVID-19 cover-up. You've got the surveillance balloon. You've got surveillance programs in place. You've got the number of Chinese American citizens up 900% at the southern border. All of this is being met with no response from Joe Biden. Why not?
Because Joe Biden is weak on China, and the more he shows that he will not deal with China, then it leads you to believe, obviously, that he is compromised. But as you said, whether it is the surveillance that is coming from Huawei, ZTE, TikTok, or a spy balloon, whether it is the surveillance from police stations and operatives that are working here in the U.S., or the influx of Chinese nationals that are coming to our southern border. It shows you what they are trying to do is expand and establish their presence in the U.S. And Maria, as we cut off different avenues for things like sister city programs and Confucius Institutes, and as we work with corporations to stop some of the intellectual property theft and infringement, what do? They look for other ways to infiltrate and ways to take us down.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if that is why TikTok has become as popular as it is. Senator, you're helping to lead this charge in calling on the Senate and the House committee leaders to ban lawmakers from using TikTok. You and other Republicans wrote in a letter, members of Congress must lead by example and immediately stop using the platform for official communications. Senator, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, in the middle of this debate, goes ahead and does a video on TikTok. The president is inviting TikTok influencers to the White House. The Thune bill doesn't even mention TikTok. Is this all theatrics? We have no expectation that this White House is going to do anything about TikTok.
The White House is not going to do anything about TikTok. They don't want to do anything about big tech and the way they use your data. But Maria, there is a way for us to do this. The antisocial CCP bill, which Senator Rubio and Senator King are leading, that is one that gets to this. It recognizes that TikTok is a surveillance tool. And what we have to realize is CFIUS has been reviewing the TikTok musical merger for months. They have not approved this. They have recommended that ByteDance divest itself of TikTok. They don't want to do this because, see, they're building that profile of the users that are using TikTok. Once they are into your device and into your systems, they are following you and they're capturing all this data and building a virtual you. They don't want to give that up because that is the way they're going to control present and future generations of American citizens.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. And you look on top of this, the fentanyl, the poisoning of our young people, all of this disrupts our social fabric, and it is a way for them to eventually take us down.
Yeah, I just don't understand how we've got two different opposing views on this. These are issues that we should all agree on, the Republicans and the Democrats, and yet, I mean, do they not see this as a national security issue? Is it a national security issue or not?
It is a national security issue. Anytime your citizens are being spied on, that their movements, their data, their interactions, the way they use technology is being captured. And see, TikTok, with their surveillance and the spyware that they embed, they can capture your keystrokes. They can capture the relationships that you have, the way you conduct your transactional life on your device, what companies you pay, when you pay them, how you use different apps on your phone. This is why we need a federal privacy standard. It is why we need the Online App Market Act to free us from Apple and Google on this. It is why we have to go after these surveillance mechanisms that are used. See, China would like to take us down without firing a shot. Yeah. And they know if they can weaken us, they can do it. It's why fentanyl is a problem. It's a crisis that is a uniquely American crisis.
Well, we're still waiting for Joe Biden to do something on all the investment going into China as well. We don't know if that's theatrics, just talking about it, but nothing will ever get done because you've got unwitting investors buying into Chinese companies that are tied to the Chinese military. And this is happening every day in the major indexes on Wall Street.
Yes, it is. Yeah. And great power competition should concern us all. What they're doing to Taiwan, the island nations, the Philippines, the bullying, the way they're continuing to build their deepwater navy, the way they are continuing to exercise debt diplomacy with other nations, whether it is in South America or Sri Lanka. Look at what they've done there. Djibouti with the port and putting the navy there. Maria, this is all about Chinese aggression and China being globally dominant by the time we get to 2050. Wow. That is their goal, and we need to wake up. We need to be looking more closely at these investment, the private sector investments, and the way this is feeding in to our economic infrastructure. Well, look, we're
also following all these weapons that Taiwan already paid for and ordered, and yet they still have not received them. Yeah. Senator, thank you. Thanks for all of your work on this. We'll keep following it. Senator Marsha Blackburn joining us this morning.